And yeah, there were a lot of patients looking down at us. And there's a beautiful mural on canvas of this childbirth. And there's a close-up of the famous sculpture. And we get back on the bus, because now we get a different route. Because we didn't go to the ballet, and then they're going to take us special places now. And this is not Art Deco, but look at this beautiful paint job. See, some of the buildings, you drive by, one building is magnificently painted, one is moldy, one is broken, one has 5 different kinds of paint, you know, one is blue, you know, like, there's no rhyme or reason. It wasn't like this whole block is restored, or this whole section, or this is a good neighborhood. There was no understanding of 1 minute something beautiful and the next minute something, you know. Okay, so it's Sunday night, and, you know, it was Paladier's time. From Friday, I had asked every person I sat next to, or had lunch with, or had dinner with, do you want to go with me to Dr. Ernesto's house? A real Cuban's house invited us for dinner, and I could bring a guest. Now, one person would go with me. And what did I promise my mother? Before, you're going to Cuba, you're going to Cuba. What? I promised my mother I wouldn't leave the group. The first chance I get, I leave the group. Because I said, oh, don't worry, I know everybody. It doesn't matter that I'm traveling alone. You know, I know all the presidents. You know, I'm doing this 28 years. I know everybody. You know, everybody's my friend. But what do? So it's a little scary because all I have is this address. It's in Spanish. He called me in the morning to confirm. I called him. I was on my way. And you know, you go out to the hotel and they get you the taxi. But I left my number where I was going, and I told them I was going. And they get me a cab for $10. One wants a $15. I said, no, that's too much. The next driver came up and $10, take her to this address. And everyone said, oh, this is very far. I asked the bus driver. We had great bus drivers. And I said, where? Do you know where this address is? Oh, that's very far. Everybody, oh, very far. It was far, but it was only 25 minutes. It wasn't like 2 hours. Okay, so there I am alone. And the funny thing was, we're driving west. The sun sets in the west. And I know that the house is to the west. All of a sudden, the sun's behind me. And I get like, where's he taking me? Why are we going east? We're supposed to go north. Well, later when I looked at the map, it made a big S, you know? But you really don't, you know where you're going from Cuba. And then they are waiting for me outside. This is his father, the architect. And he was married to a woman from France. And she went back to France, and he has a stepmother, Margarita, who we will see. Here's Ernesto, and they're waiting outside for me. So we got a little lost. The driver had to ask where he was going, and the whole street was bombed out and broken up. And here we go. Now I have 200 pictures of the inside of their house. So it's not Art Deco, it's historic, but you know, that's why I'm saying I probably won't show this presentation again. You're all really privy to such a personal place. But everything is like 50s in here. It's amazing. All these American stuffed animals. A lot of these came out of focus, which really upset me. Disney characters, Batman, and all the superheroes. And they had TVs. Everyone has TV in Cuba. So you can hear Castro give his illustrious speeches. And we sat there, the proposal with Sandra Bullock was on in Spanish, but they see what's going on in the world. They understand. And I sat with Ernesto all night with my iPhone, because I brought the iPhone and the unlocked phone. The iPhone does not work, but you have the apps, you can look at pictures, you can, so I showed him each app and what this does, and he sat there and he's very intelligent, and we talked all night, and my Spanish kicked in, and we communicated, and you can see the desire, they're being left behind, and they're creative and intelligent people, and they're left out, and they see the whole world before them. Kitchen. This is a real radio, not the reproduction in Macy's for $20. This is what they listen to. All the figurines I wish I had that are probably worth $1 million here. Hundreds of them. This had painted murals. This outdoor patio. It's hard to explain. And I don't know what all this stuff means. Of course, there's Che. Here's all, I brought them rum. You bring rum when you go. I brought them, Habana Club is the name of the beer. And they have all this beautiful plant life. It's like an indoor-outdoor house. This is the rooftop. We have 2 dogs and they came out blurry, but they have cages for the dogs, and I guess everybody, you use every square inch you have in your house. And they have a very big house, and we look down, that's where we ate. Bedroom, floor, here's my toes. Bathroom, they had a toilet seat, but it didn't flush. There's Margarita, there's Mama. She's 63, born in the house. Lives in the house 63 years. And boy, did she cook up a storm for me. Wow. That was Cuban food, and I adore Cuban food. I ate Cuban food on Tuesday, and the trip was Thursday, so I was happy. Okay. And of course, it wouldn't be perfect without a perfect cup of coffee. Now, she had a paladieres on the other side of the house, long, narrow, and they were making pizza. They just started breakfast and pizza. And this is where they have the little restaurant. I got there about 7:30, and I stayed till midnight. There we are, but that was the kitchen. So they take me home, and we call up Carlos, midnight. Oh, Carlos, can you take Sharon back to the hotel? So they all got in the car with me, of course, and accompanied me back, and I paid Carlos. But I had heard a lot of my friends on the bus, whatever, they had found this John Lennon memorial bench in a park. And so I said, where is that John Lennon bench? And of course they knew, and they drove me there. It's pitch black. There are no lights in Cuba at night. Why not? Because there's no power company. If a bulb goes out, there's hardly any, there's just buses driving around at night. And they just don't have a lot of street lights. So you'll see groups of people walking, 2 here, 5 there, 8 there, people walking all night long in the streets, and it's pitch black. And it was in this park, and I sit down, and you can't see because it's pitch black. So we took a whole bunch of pictures of me and of Ernesto, and then they came out great because the flash illuminated. So here's one of them, but it meant a lot to me. I love John Lennon, and it was a peace bench. And then it's midnight, so I don't want to go back to the room. And Joel and David, this is David from Puerto Rico. He's going to be starting an Art Deco Society in Puerto Rico. 21, he's already like the rest of us there. We're all, Deco, 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 Deco. We're all the Art Deco police. We all sleep, think, eat, drink, Art Deco. And at 21, he has the knowledge. So as a group, ICADS, we are giving him $500 to help him kickstart. Anyway, but they fell in love, the girl from Copper Bridge, you'll see a picture of her later, and they told me they were going to be at La Zorda El Cuervo, around the corner from the hotel. I said, take me to the jazz club. So there they are, smoking and drinking mojitos. And I think now, it's time for the next 3rd installment. Are we doing good?